Now, if you guys didn't see my last couple videos, I did a video on all the clippers I could find in the shop to give you guys a quick overview of what I like and dislike about them. If you guys watched me 3 years ago, the Wahl Cordless Senior was my absolute go-to clipper. And that video got me thinking, how does this stack up against some of the clippers that we have today? All these new and improved clippers with different motors that have come out, interchangeable lids, all these different blades. The OG Senior, guys, not very fancy, nothing that cool about it, but it is the OG, one of the first cordless clippers that came out. And I just want to know how it stacks up against those today. So I reached out to the homies at Fort Worth Barber Supply, and they sent one right over. So today, guys, we're gonna be unboxing the Senior. It's been a long time since I used one. We're gonna open it up, check it out, see what it's all about. Of course, guys, we'll cut some hair with it and figure out if it can hold its own against all these new clippers. All right, guys, so here it is, the Wahl Professional 5-star series, 0 overlap blades, heavy duty lithium ion cordless clipper. You guys know that's my favorite. Cordless. You can use it corded or cordless. Cordless Senior down here at the bottom. You guys see another picture on the top, says America's Clipper Company. Precision blades adjust to 0 overlap. On the other side, guys, it says includes 3 premium cutting guides, the 1/16, the 1/8, and the 3/16. So that is a half, a 1, and a 1.5. It has an LED indicator to show you the charge. So if it's solid, it has a full charge. If it's flashing, it's low, and it will pulse while it's charging. We'll go ahead and check out the back. You guys can see it says lever, adjust blades. Guys, that's pretty normal. High impact metal case. So guys, that is one thing I always liked about the Senior. It had a nice weight to it. It has that metal body. LED indicator at the bottom. 3 premium cutting guides. Blades adjust to 0 overlap. Blade adjustment lever. Cord/cordless convenience, and up to 80 minutes runtime. So before we even open the box, guys, 80 minutes of runtime does not stack up against a lot of the clippers today. You guys know a lot of them have 2, 3, 4 hours of runtime. So 80 minutes, for those of you who may be mathematically challenged, is 1 hour and 20 minutes. So not even close to a lot of the clippers that we see today. I'm not gonna read all this down here, guys. This is everything in the box, so we will just go ahead, open it up, and see what all's inside. So similar to the Magic Clip box, and this piece fell out just like the Magic Clip. You guys didn't see the gold Magic Clip unboxing. I just did that recently, so go check that out. But here's the Senior, guys. We're gonna go ahead and set it to the side. The blade cover came off. We do have a Wahl charging cord, guys. We talked about it in the last one. It is a little bit different here. So the old cord, guys, was just round all the way around. This one has like a triangle in the bottom, 2 wedges out of the corner, and a wedge over here. I don't know. I know that our original Powerclip from Tomb45 will not fit. We had to remake them to fit this cord. So down at the bottom, guys, no charging dock like we had with the Magic Clip. Hopefully it will fit on that dock. Here's the half, the 1, and the 1.5 Wahl premium guards. Of course, guys, we have the clipper brush and the clipper oil and an instruction manual down at the bottom. Go ahead and get this out of the way. Let me go ahead and put this piece back in there. We'll go ahead and dump that out. I'm not gonna get the charging cord out because I will just use the dock. Go ahead and get all this out of the way. All right, guys, so here it is, Wahl Senior. You see we got a sticker on the top to protect it. I don't remember it having that. That might be something new. You guys can see it has a black lid. There is actually a point of time that we kind of realized that the lid was navy blue. So this is actually black as far as I can tell. This is one thing I can't stand, guys. Why do we put a tan lever and a tan switch on a black and silver clipper? So I don't really get that. I know, guys, at the end of the day that the colors don't matter, but this just looks god awful. And I don't know what they were thinking putting a tan lever and switch on there. Cordless Senior on the front, Wahl 5-star, guys. There's our indicator light at the bottom that will show us whether it is charging or when it's dying, it will start blinking. As you can see the back here, this is kind of a signature Wahl thing. It has these finger grips, so when you hold it, it's kind of ergonomic to the hand. And guys, my least favorite, it has a Wahl fade blade. So guys, I don't know. I usually try to use it out of the box, but I'm probably gonna set this up like I used to use it. So we're gonna go ahead and throw a taper blade on it. I'm gonna use it that way just because that is what I always preferred. And guys, we're really just looking at, can it hold up against today's clippers? So does it look as cool? We don't have any interchangeable levers to get rid of these ugly levers. Only one lid, so that's kind of what we're talking about. A lot of the new clippers come with a lot of those different things. Does the blade hold up? Fade blade versus now we have the fusion blade or the vapor blade, taper blades and DLCs and all these different blades that we have. So we're just looking at those things. So runtime we already know is not as high, but if you guys don't know, I don't cut as many heads a day as a lot of you guys, only about 8 a day, and I have plenty of time to charge. So it won't really be a problem. I'm gonna throw a power clip on it and go ahead and get it charging on the power mat. But there it is, guys. You can see, let's get it a little closer. Not zero gapped whatsoever. So I am gonna change it to a taper blade. We'll go ahead and get that gapped a little bit closer. But there it is, guys, Wahl 5-star Senior. Not too bad. I do have a Tomb45 battery somewhere. I'm gonna throw that in there. But let's go ahead and throw the taper blade on it, get it charging, and then we can do a cut with it. right, y'all, we're gonna test the Senior out on DC, little burst fade. I already balled him out. We got it set up. I'm gonna go ahead and cut into the bulk with a number 3 and see how it connects into the bulk, and then we will fade this side out and see. If you guys didn't pay attention before, we did put the taper blade on it. It does have the Tomb battery in it, which doesn't really do anything except help the battery life. But we're gonna take this 3 right up into the top and try to connect in. And I'll tell you guys, I actually did cut a little bit with it with the fade blade, and I absolutely hated it. So I don't have that footage in here, but I can tell you already that this is way better than it was with the fade blade on it. So I know some of you guys like fade blades. It is absolutely not my favorite at all. I'll say not my favorite. I prefer, honestly, not to even use a fade blade. So most of the stuff that I get, I go ahead and swap over. I just prefer the taper blade, or if it's something Gamma Stylecraft, I use the fusion blade. So I did just pick up an extra fusion blade. I'm trying to figure out right now what I want to throw it on. So I may throw it on this Senior after this video. Somebody commented on something else and told me to try that. So I may do that. I do have that extra fusion. Kind of see what it's looking like on something else. All right, guys, so of course now we'll come in with the open section, about 3/4 of an inch. You see he's got a little part there. If you guys didn't see that in the, I don't know what that was, the Instinct video maybe?
The Saber.
The Saber, yeah, the black Saber. Got a little part line to test him out, kind of messing with him, but we're gonna try to fade that out. Probably can get it most of the way out. If we can't, maybe we'll put it back in. We'll see. That's obviously not what this video is about, but so we set our open section, nice and clean, guys. This is feeling more like the old Senior that I used to use. So like I said, guys, I did try it with the fade blade and I hated it, so this feels a little better. Now I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys, these are pretty close to zero gap. They're not zero gap. So I did this line with my Slimline. This is probably not gonna take it out. So we'll go ahead and try to bump this line up with the taper blade closed. And guys, I just know that the taper blade is not that close. So that is one benefit of using the fusion blade. It's doing okay. I don't think it looks bad. There's a little bit more up here at the front, I think, that doesn't look as good, like these little spots right here. So I'll go ahead and grab my Slimline. Just flick that out real quick before we move on, but other than that, the rest of the section I think looks just fine. So that was closed all the way. Now we'll go halfway open. I'm just gonna start back here at corner of the blade, work my way up to the front here, and we're just trying to blend this line out. We obviously started with the lever all the way open, so halfway open we should be in the middle of the section, and it should connect all this together. Now it is a little bit lighter up here at the top where that part was, but it's looking like it's pretty much blended out. I'm just gonna go over it again with the open clipper just to make sure, and then I'll just work my way down. If it had notches, I'd be at the 4th notch, now halfway. And that's one thing, guys, when you do have the notches, the nice thing is you're able to just click right to the notch that you want. And when you don't, you just have to get a feel for kind of closing it and opening it to the point that you want. So obviously a lot of my stuff I use does not have the notches, and I'm pretty good at just taking it to where I want it. But if you guys do keep the notches, then obviously you guys can just click right to the length that you want. I will tell you guys, I haven't been using the taper blade for a long time now for my fading, and the top I think looks pretty good. It's kind of that bottom couple notches is what it would be. Basically the difference in the fusion blade that's able to get a little closer in this area. That looks a little, I don't even know the word for it. Not as clean as I would like, and that's basically coming from that taper blade not closing up very good. Just gonna come back in with the Slimline and take that just a little bit higher, and then we'll just hit it again with like basically the 2nd notch, blend all that together and make sure that it looks good. So obviously, guys, anytime you switch clippers, blades, guards, some of it can be an adjustment. DC and I were just talking about, he doesn't like a fade blade so much either. He said every time he uses a fade blade, it's just slightly off, and you know, he doesn't really love the haircut. And like I said, guys, I did a haircut for this video with the fade blade, and I'll be honest, if you guys wanted me to review the Senior with the fade blade, I would tell you absolutely not to get it. So I figured I would just go ahead and change it. And again, this video is about kind of how does it hold up in today's standards. Of course, we can change blades, we can do things like that. I do that on most of my clippers, so I don't see a problem with it. I'm basically gonna show you guys, in my opinion, how to make the Senior stand up to today's clippers. So we added the Tomb battery to get more battery life. We added a taper blade, or potentially I might do a fusion blade after this. Definitely now you guys can see, I mean, it's already coming together super easy with the open one. But I'm definitely more impressed with it now that I have tweaked a couple things. Like I said, man, I used the Cordless Senior. I literally remember when it came out, I went and picked up all 5 that Sally Beauty had for the guys in my shop. It was kind of the only cordless clipper you could get. DC here was probably in middle school when that was, and maybe elementary school. Boy, that was a long time ago. But I have used a lot of clippers since then. And you know, the clipper itself is fine, but like I said, guys, some of the things that it comes with, I don't love. I am liking it a lot better here with the taper blade. I'll be honest, probably with the fusion blade on it, it would be an absolute beast. So obviously no problem with the power on this thing. It is kind of Wahl's strongest clipper that they make, I believe. So the power is absolutely no problem, but just some of the things it comes with aren't my favorite, but we have done our best to fix those things. So you guys can also see we got that little part line out, and now we're all the way up to, we started with the 3, so now I'm just gonna go to a closed 2. Oh, a little rattle on that 2. That's a little bit better. close to it. We're gonna try to tie all this back together. So, man, that thing's screaming, guys. I don't have my Wahl Premium guards, or I would use them, and they maybe sound a little bit better. So what that tells me, guys, is that this clipper is gapped a little bit close, and the teeth of the blade are hitting the teeth of the guard. So now we'll go to our 1.5. We can finish this thing up right in between the 2 and the open 1. We use the 1.5 and tie all this back together. But yeah, this cut is much better than the one I did with the fade blade. That, honestly, guys, I recorded it. I got home, I watched it on my computer, and was like, man, I can't even let you guys see that. It was so bad. And what's funny, it took me a decent amount of time to finish that cut. And I recorded it for the video, and then on the other side of his head, I was like, you know what? We're just gonna use my normal stuff, and I literally cut the other side in probably like 3 or 4 minutes. I mean, it was effortless. So that just tells you guys, you know, what you're comfortable with is gonna make things a lot easier. I post stuff all the time and get feedback about how, no, this clipper's better, or this clipper's crap, or whatever, you know, you guys like. And that's kind of the point, guys, is once you get comfortable with something, your cuts are gonna be a lot better. And when you pick up something that you're not comfortable with, it's probably gonna be a little bit worse. So just a little bit of a line here between the 1.5 and the 1. So I just went back to my 1. You guys see we're getting this side together. Got him looking sharp. I know you guys are tired of seeing DC, but he got a good little burst fade on the sides, and he's always around, so I can cut him. You guys know I don't really take new clients, and I know on these clipper reviews, I try to do something that's down to skin. Obviously, I want you guys to see the steps of the fade, and I'll just grab DC and put him on here again. Just a little detail work. Again, guys, you know, haven't used this in a long time, so I'm just adjusting as we go. I'm using my normal steps and just kind of working it out as we go, but you can see we got it pretty much together now. All right, guys, so for my final thoughts on the Wahl Senior, you guys know I was pretty excited to do this video. This is a clipper that I used for a lot of years when I started. Even when I started my YouTube channel, if you guys go back, I was using this for probably a year or 2. I gotta be honest, I was a little disappointed out of the package. Of course, I didn't remember all the details of this clipper, and we talked about it a little bit before, but a couple things, guys. The battery life on this thing, honestly, is a joke compared to a lot of things that are out today. Now, lucky for you guys, you can throw the Tomb45 battery in it and add a lot of the battery life. So like I said, guys, it was an hour and 20 minutes out of the box. You add the Tomb battery and you get 2 hours out of it. So that's a lot better than it came, but still not quite adding up to some of the other clippers that we have today. Now, next up, guys, we know it came with a fade blade on it. I absolutely hate fade blades, so that did not help me love this clipper anymore. We did throw the taper blade on it, and it was a drastic improvement. Now, I may throw that fusion blade on there, like I said. You guys may see it in a video, and I will let you guys know how that worked out. Definitely gonna go ahead and do that, so you guys stay tuned for that. But changing the blade on this absolutely made it better and a little bit more like what I remember when I used to use it. Now, one thing that did catch me a little bit by surprise, guys, is this thing is actually pretty heavy. You guys know I use a boosted on the regular. The boosted is the same shape as this, but it is all plastic. And I was actually a little bit surprised. Obviously, I was used to the all plastic lightweight body, and this thing was definitely a little bit heavy, a little bit different to get used to. So I noticed it in my shoulder that this thing was a little bit heavier and taking a little bit more work to kind of move this thing around and cut hair with it. But at the end of the day, guys, the Wahl Senior is a solid clipper. The changes I made are really for preference. Obviously, the battery life is something you guys would all want, but the blade is just preference. You guys may love it with the fade blade. It is that consistent, solid clipper shape, and it does cut super well. So if you guys are looking for the Senior, my guys at Fort Worth Barber Supply did send me this, and they have them in stock. So head to fwbarbersupply.com, and you guys can use code Seancutshair and save 10% if you guys are interested in picking this up. But anyway, guys, that is it for the video. I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you guys smash that thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below about what you think about the Senior, and I will catch you guys next time.